This next one that I had on the list, I really struggled with. It says more transmitter power solves all problems. And what's funny is that when you're trying to make a contact and you're struggling, what's the first thing you do?
More power.
You act like it's Freedom Rock and you turn it up, right? I mean,
I thought you were going to say you yell QRP at the end.
That's what I was waiting for him to say it.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for it.
That's the Konami code for ham radio, right?
Right. That's exactly right.
And Kevin here, 100% right, bro. Yeah, so what it said, increasing transmitting power is often seen as an easy fix for communication challenges. However, optimizing the antenna system can provide more significant benefits. Enhancing antenna efficiency gain and proper installation improves both transmit and receive capabilities without the drawbacks of higher power consumption or regulatory issues. But it's funny because, like, if I'm sitting there and I'm doing my FT8 and I'm trying to get a contact with somebody, the first thing I do is turn the power up, right? I mean, that's what everybody does, right?
I do.
Yeah,
Why not?
It's much easier than going out and rearranging your antenna and getting out fresh wire and cutting it and measuring it. And
right, getting your
it's kind of
nano VNA
out. I don't disagree, but it's also kind of a weird argument because, if you optimize the antenna, it's going to be better. But again, more power also is always going to help. It'll be more and more better if you
100%.
optimize the antenna and add more power. So that's like a double bonus.
I get stressed even just thinking about that because whenever that happens to me, I have to rush over to the tuner and it's all hands on deck. And I'm sitting there trying to, pull this out of the ground. And then I look over and I'm like on the wrong antenna.
That's one instance when more power would not probably help.
I'm like really working 40 meters on this 10-meter antenna I got.
Well, here's what I always like to say to QRP people. Who has ever been like, I'm really struggling to make this contact. Let me turn this shit down. I mean, no,
Right.
Nobody does that.
Right.
Let's all take a step back here.
And understand, Ape doesn't hate QRP.
It's not the QRP.
It's the QR people. If you are thrilled to use QRP, then good on you, right? Ham is a hobby of a million hobbies. Just so we think you throwing out your QRP flag every time you have to key up is kind of
so like QRP operating QRP.
I've heard guys do that, and the guy gets like a 5.9 plus 10. It's like
he just wants it to go away so he can talk to the grown-ups.
Where did that plus 10 come from? So I told Ape that I went to go visit my buddy, and he's got a donkey stomper. And if you need to know what that is, maybe you just need to Google it. But I got to go see the donkey stomper in person. And so he's
CB guy?
Yeah, my CB guy. So I'm over at his house. We're hanging out. He's showing me the bands, and he's on 2728 or 3738. Anyway, it sounds like there is 800 people screaming into a bucket, right? And he's sitting there looking at me, and he's like, "This is great, isn't it?" And I'm like, about to like lose my mind. And I said, "Hey man, where does that radio move about?" And so we went up to 10 meters and I found these two guys chatting, and the one guy's like, "Yeah, so I still haven't figured out what I wanted to do about the problem with the antenna in the backyard." And it sounds like a talk show, right? Like a podcast.
I think I heard those guys.
Yeah. I was like, I was like, do you see this stark difference? And we're just 1 megahertz away. Like dumpster fire. These two guys trying to figure out what is going on for lunch. And it's quiet, super, like it doesn't even seem real. There's all this noise over here. And it's like, it sounds like a podcast on 10 meters.
That's awesome.
And he was blown away because he had never even listened to 10 meters before. He had no interest. He was like, I
swear I heard that same conversation.
Did you? A couple days
weird.
ago?
Yes. Because I was like, wow,
those two guys probably
really
have that same
different.
conversation every day.
I was listening to him for a while, so I think that they squat that channel all the time. It's like somewhere in between 3 and 5 on 10 meters.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure
David's
I heard the
saying
same
10
guys.
KCs wide. And I'm going to start using KCs again because
KCs swerves.
back.
It's like a manual tuner, right? It's a
When I was hanging out with
hands-free.
with Rockstar Dave yesterday and Walt is probably 20 years older than I am. Walt was using megacycles and kilocycles, and I thought that is a cool phrase. I like that. Why do we need to give credit to some German? Just why is his name on that?
Which
It's
Walt?
not salty Walt.
Not salty Walt.
Oh, okay. I was going to say he looks way younger than you.
This would
Dan's
be
saying the
Marine-
QRP at
Marine
9,000 feet
Walt.
works. And I agree. And I had a QRP
they say it
recently
doesn't,
challenge
but-
me to a ham duel where we had to
They
each
say-
carry our stations up a 9,000-foot mountain.
They say it doesn't, but I'm a believer that with Dan that it does make a difference, especially if you can get that antenna right on the edge of the hill.
The height is what makes the difference. Yes, it's going to help you radiate.
Height above ground, though, is what makes difference.
Well,
Not height, unless you're on
your
2 meters.
your height above
and
the
70
ground is
centimeters.
higher, so you
Where
have
you have
something to
an
reflect off
obstruction-free
of,
environment.
and
is
you
the-
have an
yes.
obstruction-free environment.
Yeah, that's probably
There's
the
a
best
whole lot
part
of
it.
better stuff on top of a rock. Yes.
But you can get obstruction-free environment
Stand on a ladder.
in the
Yeah,
in the
go out
Great
in the- go out
Plains
in the
of
ocean.
Kansas.
Go out in the ocean.
Right.
Yeah, same thing, right?